Pilot demands black woman prove she owns the jet. Her husband's call gets him fired instantly. Have you ever faced a moment where someone looked at you and assumed they knew your worth? Today, we dive into a story where prejudice met reality in the most unexpected way. A black woman, standing tall against discrimination, found herself in an unfair battle for respect on the steps of a private jet. But what happened next left everyone stunned, especially the man who thought he had all the power. Before we begin, where are you watching from today? Let us know in the comments. And if you love inspiring stories of resilience and justice, make sure to hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe for more powerful tales. Your support helps us reach even more people with these impactful stories. Now, let's get into it. The late afternoon sun bathed the private airstrip in golden light as Mo'Nique Harper stepped out of a sleek black sedan. Her heels clicked against the pavement, each step deliberate and full of confidence. Dressed in a crisp white blazer and matching trousers, with a silk scarf elegantly draped around her neck, she looked every bit the successful entrepreneur she was. Her natural curls framed her face, a quiet but powerful statement of self-assurance. Her eyes scanned the airstrip until they landed on the private jet waiting for her. This was her first time booking a private flight through her husband's company. She wasn't one to flaunt wealth, but this trip was important, a business deal that could take her fashion brand to new heights in Europe. As she entered the private lounge, she noticed the subtle glances from the staff. Some were polite, others hesitant. Mo'Nique had seen this look before, a silent judgment based on her skin color. But she had long mastered the art of composure. Approaching the check-in desk, she handed over her documents with a polite smile. Mo'Nique Harper, Flight 781 to Paris. The attendant hesitated for a second, then quickly recovered. Yes, Mrs. Harper, everything is in order. Your jet is ready for boarding. Thank you, Mo'Nique replied, retrieving her documents and walking toward the plane. As she neared the jet, a tall figure emerged from the shadows, Captain David Henderson. His posture was rigid, his uniform crisp, and his expression unreadable. Yet, there was something about the way his eyes scanned her from head to toe that sent a faint chill down her spine. She recognized that, looked out. "Excuse me, ma'am," he said, blocking the staircase. "Can I help you?" Mo'Nique stopped. "Yes, I'm Mo'Nique Harper. This is my jet. Everything should be in order." The captain's eyes narrowed. "Your jet?" He let out a dry chuckle. "I think there's been a misunderstanding. This plane is reserved for a private client." Mo'Nique held his gaze. "And that client is me." Captain Henderson's smirk faded. His expression hardened. "I'll need to see proof before I let you board." Mo'Nique took a slow breath, keeping her tone steady. She handed him her reservation details. He barely glanced at them before scoffing. "Anyone could print something like this," he said. "I'll need verification from the account holder or someone higher up." Mo'Nique's lips tightened. "Isn't that what this reservation proves?" "There's no need to escalate this." Captain Henderson let out a humorless laugh. "Security protocols, ma'am. If you can't provide proper verification, I'm afraid you won't be boarding." She had dealt with men like him before, men who judged her by her skin rather than her accomplishments. But today, she had neither the time nor the patience for their games. She pulled out her phone and dialed a number. The call connected instantly. "Hi, Jonathan," she said, her voice firm. "We have a situation." The pilot's smug expression faltered as he watched her. He had no idea who he was dealing with. Jonathan Harper answered immediately. "Everything okay?" "Not exactly," she said. "The pilot is refusing to let me board." There was a pause. "Refusing? On what grounds?" "He says I don't fit the profile of someone who owns a jet like this." Silence. Then Jonathan's voice came, calm but sharp. "Stay right there. I'll handle it." Minutes later, a sleek black SUV pulled up. The atmosphere on the tarmac shifted instantly. Jonathan Harper stepped out, his tailored suit and commanding presence silencing any further whispers. He locked eyes with Captain Henderson. "You must be Captain Henderson," Jonathan said, his voice controlled but cold. "Yes, sir. And you are Jonathan Harper." My wife is the client you've been harassing. The color drained from Henderson's face. I wasn't harassing anyone, he stammered. There must be some misunderstanding. The only misunderstanding, Jonathan said, stepping closer, is your assumption that you could treat my wife with disrespect and get away with it. Captain Henderson tried to argue, but Jonathan cut him off. You're relieved of your duties, effective immediately. The pilot's mouth opened in shock. You can't be serious. Oh, I'm very serious, Jonathan said. This isn't just about today. This is about your pattern of behavior, and it ends now. Justice was served. Mo'Nique boarded her jet, her head held high. And Captain Henderson, he walked away in disgrace, his arrogance costing him everything. As the jet ascended into the sky, Mo'Nique glanced at Jonathan. Thank you. He squeezed her hand. Always. This was more than just one victory. It was proof that respect isn't optional, it's a requirement. If this story inspired you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Let's keep sharing stories that challenge, empower, and remind us all that the fight for respect and equality is one worth having. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.